Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. Chris Duncan versus Omar Morales. Chris Duncan is 9-1, making his UFC debut here. His 9 wins include 7 KOs or TKOs, some of them are on the ground, 1 submission, and 1 decision. His one loss is a knockout. And it's a knockout loss on the Contender Series 2 years ago or so to Slavakos. I forget his name. Vavrslav Borshchev. Either way, Slavakos knocked him out with a big left hook. It was a very tough loss, but it probably wasn't as tough as it could have been because Slavakos held back from the follow-up shot, which was pretty gracious. Regardless, tough loss for Chris Duncan, but he rebounded, got a nice win over a solid guy now with an 8-5 record. Really, the guy didn't really perform in my opinion, but either way, he was given another shot in the Contender Series, fighting Chris Campbell. Either way, the guy's from Long Island, Serra-Longo. I should probably get his name right because he's within walking distance from kicking my ass. But either way, uh, Charlie Campbell. Charlie Campbell, who is he's got more of a knockout touch than most. I think he's got 6 wins with 4 KOs. Still a young, blossoming fighter. We don't know everything about him, but he hits hard, and he was able to hurt Chris Duncan. He hurt him with a few big shots. I thought he came pretty close to finishing him on multiple occasions, and instead, Chris Duncan hung in there. He got knocked down, I don't know, twice at least in there, rocked 3 times, and just found his moment, pounced on an opportunity, and cracked Charlie Campbell and put him down and then put him out. It was reminiscent of like a Pat Barry versus Czech Congo, some other fights I've seen where it was just a quick turnaround and it was over. It was a very impressive victory, but still a victory, a fight that kind of lends itself to the notion that Chris Duncan may have some durability issues. And speaking of which, Omar Morales, he may have durability issues as well. He's only been knocked out once, and it was against Uros Medic in his last fight, I believe, in the second round. And he wasn't unconscious there, but he was more than halfway there. He was dropped, I think, once or twice quickly, and then just rocked. And before he could be put out, the ref stopped it. Some might even argue prematurely, but it was fine by me. Either way, he has that one loss, just like Chris Duncan, one knockout loss apiece. But Omar Morales is 8 years older. Now he's 37, a little more mileage on him, and a lot more years. And the recent knockout loss, when he was 36, maybe even 37, I don't fucking know. But it doesn't bode well. It lends itself to the notion that he might be compromised. So I think this fight could go either way as far as whose chin's going to fail. But as far as the kickboxing battle, when neither one of their chins fails, I like Omar Morales to win that point battle. I do. I think Omar Morales can be caught fighting single strikes, throwing single strikes and being caught a little bit like a deer in the headlights, but that's been against better kickboxers. And Chris Duncan, I don't think, is one of them. I think Chris Duncan will be the guy that's being outpointed from the outside and reduced to brawling, trying to fight his way in and get past Morales' range and throw off his game. I think Morales is going to be better fighting on the outside. He's never been able to duplicate that performance against Harvey Park on the Contender Series, where he took him out with leg kicks unofficially. I don't know what the fight was ruled as, but in the UFC, he's still been a fairly good kickboxer. He's performed well, outpointed Shane Young, Dong Hyun Ma, Gabriel Benitez, and then those losses. They've kind of overshadowed the wins. The Jonathan Pierce fight, he was mauled, and that was down at featherweight. I don't know what he was doing down there, but he's been mauled, and he lost to Giga Chikadze, and then Uros Medic up at the lightweight. So Uros Medic, Giga Chikadze, those are really good kickboxers. Chris Duncan's a good striker, but he's not a really good kickboxer. I think Omar Morales has a kickboxing advantage, and I'm picking him to win. He could go down, but I feel like Duncan, despite being the more fresh fighter, 29 years old, the guy entering his prime, he's the one with the durability that I trust less. So, interesting fight overall. Not going to bet on it, but my prediction is Omar Morales wins by decision. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.